Today we're going to be talking about the ambivert personality. Many of you may not have heard this term before, but I imagine many of you that haven't heard that term are pretty familiar with the term introvert and extrovert. Something that might come to mind is the Myers-Briggs test, this personality test that many people have taken online. So we're going to focus on that first letter of the Myers-Briggs test results, which is introversion versus extroversion. We all know, or maybe some of us think we know, the definition to those things. Introverts, ultimately, are people that are energized by having alone time. Me time is really important. Downtime, where I'm just by myself to focus on my needs and decompressing, resting, relaxing. These are the telltale signs that you may be an introvert, is that you're better energized when you're alone. An extrovert, on the other hand, is more energized when being around other people and may, for instance, seek out other people to problem solve, to talk through issues in their lives, where an introvert might prefer to do those things by themselves. So an ambivert, what might that be? So I think of introversion and extroversion as more of being on a spectrum, and being an ambivert means you land somewhere in the middle. You probably have tendencies of both introversion and extroversion. You find that you do really enjoy your downtime by yourself, but you also find that you like to be around other people, and connection with other people is also something that gives you energy. So the idea with this ambivert personality is that you have all these tendencies, ultimately making you a pretty flexible person. A study was done at UPenn that shows about 2/3 of adults are actually more ambiverted than either extreme introvert or extrovert. So we find that ambiverts are generally more flexible in their communication style with other people, which shows that they're sometimes even better at connecting with others on a deeper level. They're able to kind of adapt to a particular situation, which helps them adapt their approach to the people in that situation. So for instance, an ambivert might get a little bit bored from being alone for too long, but then also might feel really excessively exhausted from being around people for too long. So really, we're looking for this balance of traits from introversion and extroversion. And when we're talking about personality types and looking at what personality is, we're looking at the core of what a human is while walking amongst us, right? Preferences, tendencies, the things that make you who you are. And generally, we do say that your personality is pretty set by the time you're in early adulthood, and it starts forming when you're a very small child. That's not to say that some of these tendencies can shift, evolve, morph over time, but in general, it's pretty set. So this ambivert personality helps you be a little bit more flexible in the context of social relationships and other people. Gaining a better understanding of where you might fall on this introversion-extroversion spectrum can help you build better insights into your personality, which can then help you increase things like emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and confidence. So what are some of the telltale signs that you may be of the ambivert personality? Some things to be thinking about is small talk. Introverts hate small talk in general. So maybe you don't hate it, but maybe you don't particularly love it, but you don't mind it. So small talk. How do you feel about it? Where do you fall on this range of emotions when it comes to it? Other things to think about. You like being the center of attention sometimes, but not all the time. Maybe you are just as able to get lost in your own thoughts as you are in conversation with other people. Maybe it's you find that you really love being alone sometimes, but you do start feeling restless if you're alone for too long. And, I mentioned this earlier, you could get a lot of energy and love being around a lot of people, but sometimes you start feeling really tired from that and you find yourself needing to withdraw and be alone for a little bit of the time. Some people may have commented that you're a very quiet individual, while others may have said that you are a social butterfly. So basically, context and situation matter for the ambivert personality. Maybe sometimes you are the life of the party, and sometimes you just need to party down and be at home. Other things to think about is that you may enjoy a balance of activity and quiet downtime. And finally, this idea of trust. Maybe you're not so quick to jump into trusting people that you've just met, but you're also not unwilling to trust people that are new in your life. So as an ambivert, you have a lot of social flexibility in this world. Research has shown that you're better able to connect with a wider variety of people, that you're able to recalibrate the way that you communicate with others based on this social flexibility that you have. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you'll find a lot more content on a variety of mental health topics. And if you're interested in learning more about online counseling, please click the link to BetterHelp.com below.